like I'm Sonic. Slam a beat, they call me Onyx. Then I hit it like a 3 Ray Allen from the corner pocket. Saving legacies, ain't no way you testing me. Chest to chest, I'm better than the best, they call me MVP. More valuable and potent than the stars you see on TNT, MTV or BET. Man, they gon' remember me, that's cause I am the centerpiece. My point is I'm a shooting star, they try to guard my energy. My power far from small, I'm moving forward, you can't intervene. This ain't just black and white, so earn your stripes just like a referee. I'm not who you pretend to be, I'm grounded and I'm gifted. To the day they wanna bury me, that mad I'm moving cleverly. Mad they tryna make me into something that I'll never be. Control my own fate, I'm taking charge of my destiny. Laid the path that's set for me. The 7 deadly sins can never hinder or diminish me. The nouns, words, and verbs are getting coupled with the similes. This is real life, ain't nobody ever simming me. A different type of entity when confidence is into me. A future goat is what I'm gonna be. The crystal ball that's christening me into the day I leave my legacy. Look, I just wanna make a living, I just wanna do it right. I'm just trying to take what isn't given past the oversight. I'm just trying to make it killing, didn't happen overnight. They talk about my name so much, they start to get over. I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Are you driven, are you bold? Can you turn this into something on your own? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it riches, is it gold? Is it something you can find within your soul? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it music, is it love? Maybe not, or maybe all of the above. I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it faith in the beloved? Is it something you don't plan on giving up? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Are you driven, are you bold? Can you turn this into something on your own? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it riches, is it gold? Is it something you can find within your soul? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it music, is it love? Maybe not, or maybe all of the above. I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it faith in the beloved? Is it something you don't plan on giving up? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Are you driven, are you bold? Can you turn this into something on your own? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it riches, is it gold? Is it something you can find within your soul? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation?
You know it. Yeah. Definitely running with the soldiers on this one. No hook. We are the church with the truth. Still down the road with the troops. Run through the city, praying for all of my woes. Jesus the one with the juice, covered in blood. I remember many days. Flipping out, not a somersault. Letting me get the best of me. Pride came like phone calls, voicemails or messages. Turning up to what the level is. Time ticking on my watch. God's grace was like medicine. Now I'm on a mission of reaching my neighbor, impacting my city, and that is the work. It is finally a vision. I'm casting a net for the people who listen, and I gotta get it. Sticking to business, showing the lost the path, a path of redemption. Bringing a hope to the hopeless, hoping they get it. Bringing a light to the streets, knowing they miss it. Time is ticking. God on my side and I'm taking these shots like how can I miss? Surrendered to Christ, gave him my life, he covered the bed. Leading a generation, back to the Father. I'm gonna do this till I die. I know what permanent is, all about my Father's business. I know I'm committed to bringing that new balance. Lace the game like tennis shoes. Running in this marathon, don't know if I got plenty time. Distractions keep us tied up. It's ribbons at the finish line. Running through the block like I got coaches. I'm prepared to ride the wave if I see a tide approaching. That's my Father, he won't tarnish. Please don't bother, bless my wife, leave my daughter. I'm not worried about my chapters when I personally know the author. And with all these opportunities, I pray the world see the church and see unity. I pray the world see the body and see you and me. Black or white, any background, because every puzzle needs a different piece. On the way, yeah, yeah. So just pray, yeah, yeah. We're in the system, but we cut the games, boy, we don't play, yeah, yeah. We on the field, it can get real. These are the words from the general, many identical. I pray I never speak on my own merit, bring nothing but winning true. Mask off, time flies, past off. God, when I do your work, make it count like flashcards, like NASCARs. We drop your message, he accepted, he rejected. He got love for broken people. My God, heart as big as Texas, hey. We okay. God has blessed my state of mind, real estate. Identity is in the blood, DNA. I'm in the zone, zone, the spirit strong. We barely win when we playing safe. Oh yeah. And this one for the soldiers. I'm in the zone, the spirit strong. We barely win when we playing safe. Oh. You know it.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. En mijn bed is she bad, but she totally nice. Heel zo blue en het toes wil ik white. Ik compie niet met jou, dat is zo voor mijn lijk. You knew it for sure, but he left with a why. Yeah, we live, but we destined to die. En je chill it on me, but I'm ending a lie. I'm a lie. En ik voel me net Memphis de paai. En ik jag op de goed in de scene. Moest eigenlijk rennen, we lopen misschien. En ik wil niet eens kijken, mijn ogen die zien. En sereen niet genoeg dat ik kopen with 10. Move in the beam. Hier co-star. I got 5 on my name, I got no star. Come to me just to see how my shows are.
They said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it.
Chasing after that fame, gonna bring you down till I wear the crown. No stopping till you know my name. Ain't backing down for no fight, so you better run for your life. Gonna hunt you down like an animal now. Better run like ooh, I'm ready to go. Yeah, you already know. I'm feeling my flow. Yeah, it's about to blow. Tearing it up like a savage. Yeah, I'm ready for action. Everyone knows I'm the baddest. Yeah, it's about to happen.
Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. Ain't nobody gonna bring me down. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. Ain't nobody gonna bring me down.
'Cause I'm bringing the fire.
All right. What's good, fam? What's going on? Happy Wednesday morning to all of you. We are definitely bringing the fire. I'm fired up and excited. As always, it is as I shared, Wednesday morning. Thank you all for hopping on real quickly. As you guys know, there's no, aviators training or anything like that. So we just want to make sure, we're staying consistent as an organization and just filling in the blanks, filling in the voids. As we obviously always know, there's never any true balance to obviously the business and such as well too. So I was actually out and about already doing the thing this morning and just wanted to make sure I got into the office. So I'm only going to keep you guys on here for literally 30 minutes and then we'll be able to tackle the day. So I'm not sure who Zoom user is. I don't know who that is. If you could put into the chat, let us know who you are. That would be awesome and amazing. Obviously, I know it's somebody that's in our organization because there's only one way that they'd be able to figure it out. I'm guessing maybe it's either Jessica or maybe it's Stephanie. Not really sure. I could be wrong on both. But guys, listen. So what I'm just going to share with you this morning is that one of the biggest things that we're actually in the business for, in this opportunity for, is to become field trainers as well. Becoming a field trainer it's actually a pretty dope opportunity because now not only are you able to go out and do what you've got to do, but you're able to take somebody who's brand new and show them how to do what we do at the same time, if that makes sense, right? But keep in mind, in order to be a really strong field trainer, you want to be consistent with your own numbers. So write this down and commit this to memory. To really be in a position to show people how to do what we do in this business, you want to be able to at least do 2 recruits and $2,000 in premium on a monthly basis, right? Now, again, That's really like bare minimum, right? So when you think of it, what can you do? What type of activity can really be brought when you're obviously brand new and then positioning yourself to become a field trainer, right? Well, let me share this with you guys because a lot of people, we've touched on this training one time before, but I just want to reshare it because again, we touched on this training. It was actually earlier this year. So we haven't had an opportunity to really revisit the goals and the mindset of really becoming a field trainer. So we talk about it becoming the becoming, right? What are you becoming? You're becoming a business owner. You're becoming a person that, again, can take somebody who's brand new in this business and show them how to earn a bonus, show them how to build their team, how to actually have confidence and break through anything that might have been potentially holding them back as far as the business is concerned, right? So you think of it. So a brief overview, guys, right? In an effort to become a field trainer within the team, within the organization, within the company, it does not mean you have to be full-time, right? So for those of you that are part-time on here right now, don't think you have to be full-time within the company to be able to train somebody, to be able to actively take somebody into the field and help them and show them and grow with them and coach them. Most people would think that due to the effort it takes to hit, their goals and, share during the signing of their IBA. So when we've met with you, we asked you like, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? What would $1,000 extra within your household do for you? What would it change for you? What could you donate towards, right? So we not only keep those in mind, we keep those in our back pocket to show you and share with you if there's ever that day when you're just like, oh, I don't know if I feel like doing this anymore. The licensing part, it's too stressful. Like, listen, you got to be willing to make trade-offs. If you want the reward at the end, you got to be making that trade-off at the beginning, right? So the reality of it is that when it comes to training, field training someone to be able to be independent in this opportunity, it starts with 3 things, right? So I'm going to share those 3 things with you guys right now. You're more than welcome to screenshot. You're more than welcome to write this stuff down as well, too. So you have return of the 3 C's, right? We talk about it all the time. You hear it all over the place. But sometimes we just need that reminder. Sometimes we need to hit that refresh button and be like, all right, I got it. I need to be consistent. So consistency is how you can actually not only make sure that you're leading by example, but show the person that you're field training what it takes for them to actually become a field trainer, right? So are you showing up to the events? Are you showing up to the trainings? Are you in fact holding yourself accountable? One thing we know for sure is that when you're field training, please understand that also whatever you do, your team is going to do half of that. Right? We just know that. So if you're field training and you're not even holding to your 2x2, how do you expect for someone else to hold up anything when you're not able to do it? Right? So then you wonder why, all right, well, my person's sitting still, they're stagnant, they're not growing, they're not doing anything. First thing you got to look at is you got to pull up a mirror real quick and be like, all right, well, what am I doing? Am I consistently able to put up some numbers to help some families change some lives? And they're not, you can't point fingers at your team. You got to point fingers at you first, right? So again, how are you showing yourself? Are you reliable? We got some great champions on the team where we know if we call them and text them, they'll respond. I heard this once from Jane, our national sales director. And she stated to me that typically if any of her top leaders don't respond within 5 minutes, she's automatically like, yo, what's up? What's good? Right? So nevertheless, I got our national sales director. She's got her own ringtone. She's got her own text tone. So that way I know if she's hitting me up, I know respectfully enough, considering the relationship that her and I have, I need to respond within 5 minutes unless something's really going on. And then I know at that point in time, she's gonna go reaching out to everybody else to make sure I'm good, right? So what if it was you? Right? This is sometimes the part we forget, team, right? We forget like, well, what if it was you that was on the other side? How would you want somebody to treat you? How would you want somebody to respond to you? How would you want somebody to train you and coach you, right? And sometimes when we get into not necessarily clashes or issues with individuals, we will say, hey, listen, what's the best way to coach you, right? Because however which way I know I coach you, it actually might help me be in a better position to field train and coach somebody else, right? Then at the end of it, as we've already conversed about, what are you producing? What are you bringing to not the table of Primerica? What are you bringing to your kitchen table? right? And if you're unsatisfied with what you're bringing to your kitchen table, then obviously you think about it. What are you showing somebody else to bring to their kitchen table, right? The third thing or second thing, guys, is the commitment level. Listen, who would you say you can count on yourself, right? Sometimes that's one of those harsh questions like, dang, can I count on myself to actually, show up? Can I count on myself to be accountable? Am I holding myself accountable? Do I have that student mentality? Am I coachable, or am I always clapping back or firing back at everything my coach is probably sharing with me just because I have a defensive nature within me, right? Again, your team is going to do what you do. So if you understand that, sometimes the coaches have been there, done that, and they're just looking to help you become a better version of them. It's just like when we're raising our children. How many of us say we always want our children to be better than us, right? So when I think of it, guys, my relationship with Jane over the past 22 plus years, I know she wants me and us, my wife and our organization, to be better than what she's been able to do to this point, right? And that's all she talks about. So when you're field training, that's the mindset. You want that person to become so good that they're better than you, right? So again, are you coachable? Are you being humble? Do you have what it takes? Are you willing to make the trade-offs to get the reward at the end of it, right? And then the last one, guys, communication. Listen, are you returning those calls? Are you returning those messages? How are you? So what you do, not only within your organization with your partners, is almost somewhat how you're going to treat your clients at the same time, right? Because if your clients are reaching out to you and you're taking 2 or 3 days to get back to them for something that was simple, again, some of us obviously have a learning curve. A lot of us are new. We might not know how to do certain things, and that's okay. But also let your client know, hey, listen, I'm in the process of see, that's the part of being humble, guys. There's a lot of things I still don't know. I'm like, listen, I might not know the answer to that right now, but give me a day or two and I'll get the answer for you based on the urgency level, right? So sometimes, again, you just got to remove yourself. I catch a lot of messages from folks sometimes, and they're just like, well, I, or me. It's not about you. Right? The day we realize that this business is less about us and it's about everybody else around us, those clients, those potential people that now need to come into this opportunity, listen, it's a much better, bigger, brighter day, right? So are you willing to meet the demand of becoming a trainer, right? And some people aren't, and that's okay, but the part of being like, guess what? The part of being open and transparent about it is key. Are you willing to meet the demand, not only of becoming a trainer, but actually, are you willing to meet the demand of what your life is calling you to be? Some people just aren't. They ain't ready to arrive to that success level just yet. The higher powers that be are like, yo, you're meant to be here. You're meant to not just sit at the table, but build tables and create tables to bring people to eat at that table. And you're not even willing to bring out the tools just yet. Right? And that's okay. The sooner you recognize that, maybe we can grow beyond that. Right? But are you committed or are you interested? Listen, we did a training on this so long ago, and this training not only carried over to, our opportunity, our business, but it actually even carried over into the church as well, where, are you committed with your goals biblically, as far as what God's sharing with you, or is it just an interest? Are you committed to going to the gym and working out, or is it just an interest because somebody said something? Like, you got to make the decision, right? No pun intended. So understanding what you have your hands on. Listen, it's not about you. And it's funny that I even forgot that this was in the training. It's not about you, right? We sometimes get selfish with our mindset, selfish with our, our goals. And then also to just kind of toss it in there, guys, stop chasing the money. Because when you train somebody else to chase the money, you're quickly calculating what you made right after doing a transaction. Listen, that shows you money hungry. And granted, it'll ride for a little while, but I'll promise you that your clients will start to see that on you because you'll be rushing them through the process. You'll be rushing your field training candidate through the process, right? Guys, understand, this is financial services. Some clients may not be ready at that time, but you've got to make the time and understand that it's right, the timing's going to work, but you got to be present. You got to, equip yourself with more information to be in a position to earn their business, guys. So field training now means that it's not just about the numbers, right? You are now responsible for showing somebody how to win within this opportunity. The competition is your mindset and your building ethic. Are you just out here writing business, recruiting people just because it looks good on the scoreboard, just so you can rack up points for the Rob Davis call? Or are you actually about your business, standing on your business, conducting business as a business person should, right? Then think about it. Can you? Can you give an effective presentation? You know, some people just want to hop on and start presenting and sharing the information and still, you know, almost still kind of hot messing it around. Now, I will give you some grace on it that some people won't know what you're going to say until you actually say it. So sometimes you can, you know, you can correct yourself, right? You can fix yourself, right? But what we've come to find is that those that can give an effective, confident, powerhouse presentation, all the doors open up. And again, it may not be for the person that you're presenting with, which is why we share at the beginning, guys, especially when we're field training somebody. This information may not be for you, but who could it be for that you know? Right? Something I was conversing with Eb earlier this morning, that guys, we got to start asking for those character references from people. Who do they know? Their top 3 people, right? That would suggest for them to be a perfect match within what we do. Understand, we have the power, right? So can you explain the business? Can you explain the growth? Can you explain the contract levels and what it means to become a district leader, how game-changing that is? Guys, that's a 50% contract. That means you could sit with somebody literally within a half hour, 45 minutes, and based on the amount of the policy, you walk away making $300, $400, $500, $600 just like that, and have it direct deposited to you within a reasonable time based on your bank, right? Question is can you get somebody else on your team excited about becoming a district leader, seeing the vision and becoming a division leader, right? Seeing the mindset and opportunity to become a senior regional leader where, wow, I'm one step away from becoming a regional vice president. That's powerful, yo, right? And then are you asking the right questions when you're presenting and sharing the information? Are you properly positioned to, again, earn that business by demanding and standing on your business at that time with confidence? No fear, no questions, no doubt. Listen, be about it. Just go out and do it, right? And then last but not least, can you produce, right? Because you can't produce what you can't produce, right? So if you can't produce, how you producing somebody else to produce what? Nothing? Listen, guys, the responsibility is this. Our organization is not about taking $99 from somebody and then not showing them how to make that $99 plus back. There's people who've collected $99 and now showing people how to become millionaires. Thing is, though, you got to believe it so that you can achieve it and then obviously see it, but speak on it every single day, right? So as I start to kind of close this one out, guys, because it is actually 10:15, I'm doing pretty good with the timer right now, right? The ups of character building moments. What I mean by a character building moment is a character building moment is that moment when it's a character building moment. I see you, Danielle. I just got to mute you out quickly. It's one of those moments where, you know, you might want to say something to somebody because they probably said something, and I shared this last night. They probably shared something to you or with you that didn't sit well within your spirit. Right? And you just know to bite your tongue because you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to give it to God to handle on this because if I say what I want to say, because if I come at you with my emotional mindset, it ain't going to work. Right? So not only just in business, guys, but actually just in regular life, we've got to know to remove the emotions. Remove the emotions for that moment because you're going to say something or do something that's going to be emotionally led that might put you business dead at the same time. Right? And so then you think about what you're duplicating. So on the ups, you got a new person and they are excited. Yo, they're fired up. They're following your lead. They're like, yo, wherever you want to go, coach, I'm growing with you. Right? Now think of it. Wait a minute. Would you train you is the question. Right? Remove the persons or the people from your team for a second. Would you train you? What did you do within the past few days that was just like, rah, I killed it, yo. I got 30 names, I broke through some fears of mine. I got some, shout out to Jackie who took what we did for training yesterday and actually applied it. I got me some referrals right away. It's things like that. Like, what did you do? Right? And the character building moments. Listen, you've got someone who said they wanted it, they get life them, and then they allowed the distractions to take over. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that happens more often than not, but this is why we share with you guys, everybody within the organization, you want to become a double-digit recruiter. You want to double digit everything. You want to double digit your business because I promise you right now, there's going to be people who get life insurance applications and then life starts life and they be like, oh, that $40 a month to protect my family. God forbid it became a challenge. But did you cancel your cable? But did you cancel your, I don't know, did you cancel your Wi-Fi? Your phone's still activated. So you try to tell me your phone is more important. No, we got phones all over the place. Listen, guys, I know plenty of people, their phone services have went down and they just made sure they was in a Wi-Fi area because the majority of the people would call them some which way that they could still reach them on Wi-Fi, Facebook Messenger call. My phone can go off right now, guys. I probably talk to more people that got iPhones where I know I can do a FaceTime or a FaceTime audio call. So I ain't worried about my phone being cut off, but you guys get the point of it. Most people will let things go that are more of a material item before they understand keeping their family protected. More people will quit on this business because life will be lifing. And it's just like, didn't you have the distractions before you started the business? Or did the distractions become a little bit heavier as soon as you gave up that 99 plus 25? How'd that work? Right? So how do I handle this, guys? Or how do you handle this? You just got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep growing. Your calling is different. Your calling is higher. That call, that distraction call didn't dial your number. It dialed their number. So at the end of the day, if it does reach you, hang up, keep it pushing. Right? But also, guys, you got to develop a thick layer of skin, become patient, and also make sure you just follow up with folks. Because at certain times, listen, we've had plenty of people in our organization. I've been blessed and fortunate to meet some great people. And sometimes life just be life, and it might not be their time, right, Kayla? It might not be their moment. So that's okay. Don't shame them. Don't judge them. Don't, talk about them or belittle them. It might just not be their moment. Now, what they can definitely do is, of course, share something with you and let you know, like, hey, I kind of need a moment. Somebody passed in my family. I'm not able. But listen, for the ones who really want to bring this and want to be about it, they'll also understand that you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried. You're going to be tried within your own base, your own organization. You're going to be tried within your own household. I can promise you this, right? But the one thing you want to continue to do, guys, is just keep going, be patient, and of course, just follow up, right? So as I start to conclude on this, right, something basic. What I've come to find within this business is the duplication, and it works. What starts right ends right. Right? The trainer's goal is to help partners get to district. Get your people to district. If you're not a district on this call right now, you need to annoy and bother your coach and your trainer and say, listen, how can I get to district leader? You should have a map. You should have a game plan. And what you'll come to find is that it's very simple. And it starts with one key thing, putting them in front of people to build with you, work with you, follow up with you, right? District to regional, listen, the mindset is this. Your coach helps you get to district. You can get yourself to regional. And then once you become a regional, the regional vice president steps in to help you finalize the steps to become a regional vice president. What does that mean? It means you're going to have to take the lead. Some of these things about where's this, who's it. Listen, you're going to have to take the initiative to find things on your own to become that leader, and sometimes stop relying on your upline to feed you everything, right? You're in a leadership position, lead, find it, dig it. And then at the end, if you're really just like, I throw in the white towel, bro, I can't find this. I don't know where it's at. I don't feel like scrolling in the chat to find the link. Can you listen, understand that your coaches and your trainers are probably training multiple people at the same time, right? So, but there's a system in place. So when you take a look at it, right? Can you handle it? How are you treating your business right now? And how are you going to be training somebody to treat their business at the same time, right? Are you treating it like a hobby or is it a business, right? And where do you see yourself, right? So within the first day, guys, somebody starts their rep. Within 24 to 48 hours, you want to help somebody become a senior rep. Help them find 2 to 3 people based on scheduling, based on activity. Do I understand that there can definitely be some scheduling conflicts? Like shout out to Jackie. She's on the call right now. She told us from day one what her scheduling limits were. But we still managed. But not only did we still manage, Jackie managed to get licensed, become a district leader, and find some powerhouses, whether they're working, growing, or not. She identified 3 people. She's like, I'm not letting my job schedule hold me back from at least becoming a district leader. Why? Because she put her coaches and her trainers to work with her, for her, through her. And she was able to actually get stuff done on the weekends. So that's how she masterminded the whole part of course, becoming a district leader, licensed and winning, right? Within 72 hours, guys, you should have your district leaders, right? Now, do I understand there's going to be some, scheduling limitations? Right. But guys, no more than a week or two even, and that's still overshooting. And that's why we're really pushing to now have more of a licensing process within our organization. Because retention, write this down. Keyword, retention. How do you retain your people? You show them action, you show them activity, and you show them a good attitude. Action, activity, and attitude is how you're going to retain your people. Now, again, I do understand sometimes we bring people in and within the first 24, 48 hours, they ain't even returning your call because somebody next to them said something. I'm like, dang, is that person licensed? What was what's that person making every year? Oh, so you want to go by what somebody's making at $30,000 a year versus what we got people in our organization and our team making $7,000, $8,000 a month. We're surrounded around a millionaire, walking millionaire that's willing to talk to you, but you talking to that person that make it 30 grand a year. I got you. So you're gonna be a 30,000 there when you be 65. Let me find out. Give me a thumbs up. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Stephanie, I still see you. I'm not sure if I froze, but okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. And then last but not least, guys, listen, I know, for instance, like Miss Jody on here, she became a division so quickly, she's probably still trying to spell it because she got started with our team. We got her into senior rep. I think we skipped right past senior rep. It was district leader. Then like the next week later, we was already game planning division leader. That's a 60% contract, right? So the fact that it can be done is totally believable. You guys are seeing it within our organization, right? So I'm gonna propose this food for thought, and this is where we're gonna close order. So once it's uploaded, I will reshare it for those of you that hopped in a little late, so you catch the beginning of it, right? But are you leading by example? How are you showing up, and would you follow you? Right? Some of you might say, yeah, I would follow me, but I really need you to think about that and pray about that one for a second, right? Because one thing I know I shared with one of our partners yesterday, your speed may not be the speed of somebody else who needs to see speed, right? Understand you're taking $99 from somebody and it could quite have possibly been their last $99. Get them into the field, show them how to make $1,000 real quick. They're not going to go anywhere if their bonus is at $1,000, $800. They just got to get past the one hurdle of getting licensed. Apply pressure. They got a 90-day window to get that license one and done. Help them, coach them, study with them, quiz them, listen, stay on top of them. Because there's only one thing that can change that is if they decide to make the decision that it's not for them. But for you as a future field trainer, future coach, future regional vice president, all of you, I'm claiming that and manifesting that for all of you on this call, would you follow you? Right? Are you willing to train multiple people? Listen, they say if you're not training 10 people, then you ain't training nobody. Right? If you're not training 10 people either wide or direct or within your business, you ain't training nobody. You got to create a hot mess to the point where you're like, dang, you go to bed. If you're not tired from your day, then you didn't do anything. I'm just gonna put it out there. Right? Now, again, I know a lot of us have our daily jobs and that's mixed in as well, right? But one thing we shared with you, and I put a picture of it into the band yesterday, what's your schedule look like? What's your regimen look like? Right? What's your success routine is what we talked about last night, right? So, but also understand that when you're training somebody, you got to help them win. You win as well, because guess what? They earn money on their bonus. You had to field train them. You had to write those policies. So you generate income at the same time. So that's why you want to build, double-digit recruit, make room for those that will quit, make room for those policies that will decline or come back. That's why you focus on going big. The 1 to 2 mindset is keeping you 1 to 2 broke set. It's keeping you 1 to 2 searching set. You've got to consistently be searching for somebody, right? Do you know what it takes? Treat people like you would want to be treated. Real talk. Just like, listen, if you want to be loved and high-fived and hugged, treat your people like that as well, right? Are you accessible? You know, sometimes realistically, like, again, as I shared with you, I got Jane on a special ringer and a special text tone. Right? Because I never know what she might need me for. We're legit business partners, right? And then it's vice versa. I know if Jane's not responding to me, it's probably something serious, right? And then last but not least, and I think honestly, this trumps everything. Are you growing? See, what I've come to understand, guys, and this is probably, I might share this one kind of hard. I mean, of no disrespect. But some of us have probably been through so many traumas in our life that they've spilled over into our current life. We've let our past life dictate our current life and then now spill over into our future life. So this is why it's key, guys, to stay plugged into the organization, stay plugged into personally developing yourself, right? Because you've got to come equipped. People are going to say no to you. People are going to say not right now. You've got to become equipped mentally, physically, emotionally, and all the leads to be able to understand why it's your mindset you've got to fill up every single day. So we encourage you guys, don't wait to be shown what's something that can share a word within you. Go find that word that you need, right? There's a ton of information on YouTube. People say, well, Kendall, how do you know what you know? I'm constantly Googling something. I'm constantly YouTubing something because something comes into my spirit. I'm like, let me find out what it is, right? And I want to encourage you guys to be the leaders and become that resource. Don't just become the resource within the business at the same time, become that mental resource because somebody probably needs you to be strong for them so that they can pivot off your strength. Just like we pivot off of what Jane's successes have been, somebody needs you to be able to so they can pivot off your success as well, right? And then all of this at the end of the day, fam, it just adds to your skill level. That's all it does. Take your past traumas and use them for what they were, not a loss, for a lesson. I shared this last night. Use it as a lesson so you can coach, train, and develop somebody else to now go be that blessing. That's all it is, right? So I'm praying that this all resonated with you guys this morning. It is 10:29 Eastern Standard Time. I'm fired up. I am in the office right now, but I'm getting ready to head out. So if anybody needs me personally for anything, just let me know. I'm able to be reached